Hello, thanks for downloading this film. My name is Angela Madden and I'm the subject group lead for Nutrition and Dietetics at the University of Hertfordshire. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the team of staff that work in nutrition and dietetics, and particularly to explain to you how their expertise can help support your studies. Learning and teaching is really important at the University of Hertfordshire. We want to make sure that students following their degrees have a really good experience in terms of the teaching that they receive and their ability to learn and understand and really leave us as very well qualified graduates. As a result, when new academic staff start at the university, if they don't already have a learning and teaching qualification, they're required to do a year's study, during which time they have teaching sessions, assignments, and then at the end of it, if they're successful, they get awarded a qualification, which means that they can become fellows of the Higher Education Academy. I'm really proud to say that all the members of staff in nutrition and dietetics either have this qualification already or are working towards it. So hopefully that gives you some reassurance about the quality of the teaching. We're always learning and trying to make things better for students. And one of the valuable things is that our staff not only bring their learning and teaching skills, but actually expertise from other work they've done. So most of them have experience of undertaking research. You'll hear a little bit more about that in a moment. And many of them have also worked in practice. So that might be in practice in the NHS or in industry. And those variety of talents make sure that the people doing the teaching are really well qualified and appropriate experts. So most of the team, in addition to having their fellowship of the Higher Education Academy, also are registered nutritionists or registered dietitians. I'm going to introduce the team to you now in alphabetical order, so please stay with me as I go through all the staff. And I just suggest that you might want to listen out for some of the roles that are really important. Each of the programmes, the BSc in Nutrition and the BSc in Dietetics, has a programme lead. We have year leads for each of the three academic years, so year 1, year 2 and year 3. We have placement leads for nutrition and for dietetics, and we also have module leads. So the modules are the blocks of teaching that are delivered, and we have a lead for each of those, and usually a team of people who contribute to the module as well. Okay, so let's start. So our first member of staff is Laurence Blanchard, and Laurence has been with us for a couple of years. She trained in Canada, but has also had training in the UK and in Denmark. And she is admission tutor for the BSc in Nutrition, so you might have already had contact with her if you're on the nutrition programme. Laurence leads our public health nutrition, which is delivered to our final year students on both programmes. But students meet her earlier in the programme in year 1 and in year 2 as well on research methods for nutrition. Jill Cafaro is the second year lead for both programmes, and she also leads a year 2 module for nutrition students, food quality assurance. Jill is a dietitian who works at the university part-time and also works in practice. So you can see on the slide there's some areas of expertise that she works in. And she's got particular expertise in community prescribing and working with care homes. And that's been really useful for us because some of our dietetics students actually work and do placements in care homes too. Dr. Kate Earle is one of the newer members of our team. She's leading the third year module Contemporary Topics in Nutrition and the Clinical Nutrition module for year 2. She's come to us after working as senior scientist for the National Diet and Nutrition Survey. This is a study that's been going on in the UK for a number of decades, and it's a really important piece of work because it provides evidence for people working in nutrition and dietetics. So to have Kate joining our team with expertise in that area is fantastic and really useful asset for our students as well. Dr. Ros Falaise is the only member of our team who works almost exclusively on research. So she's a research fellow at the moment, but occasionally she comes to do a few lectures for students to share her expertise. And you can see some of the topics that she's already completed research in, particularly for nutritional genomics. And she's also done some research project supervision for our final year students, which is really valuable. One of the papers that's shown there is something recently published by Ros, and that was her work on food bank parcels for people. She's done quite a lot of work working with people who are homeless, including some studies that have looked at biomarkers, so taking samples and trying to analyse nutritional status using those. So she has a huge, diverse range of expertise there, which again, we're lucky that our students can tap into. Lee Jerome is our Diet Lab manager. You might have seen the film posted about the Diet Lab and the practicals that run there. Well, Lee is a really key person in making sure the practicals run smoothly. So Lee does lots of preparation work for them and is there supporting students while they're actually doing the practicals. It's not just the ones in the Diet Lab, but she's also there supporting the simulation sessions that are run for dietetics students and in other labs for example, anthropometry. She leads on our resources and our equipment, so making sure they're available to students and obviously they're up to date, but in good working order. And she supports students through running sort of small sessions in the Diet Lab. If people want to come into practice, Lee is there arranging those sessions and supporting them. Like the other staff in nutrition and dietetics, Lee is qualified in learning and teaching and is a fellow of the Higher Education Academy. She also helps us with our research, and the paper that's on the slide shows one of the studies that she was involved with, and the study wouldn't have happened without her. Linda Knowles is our placement lead for dietetics, and she's also the lead for Year 3 students on both programmes. The placement role is a huge task, so Linda works very closely with the NHS and also with our local care homes who provide some placements, and she also leads the module for third year dietetics students, advanced diet therapy. She's got a lot of expertise in dietetics. She worked in the NHS as a dietitian for a number of years, and gastroenterology and celiac disease are really one of her specialities. This is me. I'm the subject group lead for the group, and I'm also the lead for Year 1 students. At the moment I'm acting as admissions tutor, but that's temporary. I lead a couple of modules, a first year double module, Foundations in Human Nutrition, and that's for both nutrition and dietetics students. So it's a great opportunity to meet them at the beginning of the programme. And I also lead the nutrition research module in the third year. This is the research project module, and you might have seen a separate film talking about some of the research that our students have actually done. I did a degree in nutrition and then worked in the NHS as a dietitian for a long time. I did my own PhD there, focusing on liver disease at the Royal Free Hospital, and I've continued to do research in a number of areas. I'm also lucky enough to be a PhD supervisor at the moment, so both with one of our postgrad students at the University of Hertfordshire, and I'm co-supervising a student who's working in liver transplantation at Addenbrooke's Hospital as well. She's leading the BOLT study into behaviours and outcomes after liver transplantation. Jane McClinchie is the programme lead for the BSc in dietetics, so a really important person for anyone going onto the dietetics programme. She's also the departmental academic quality lead, and that's a term that might not be familiar to many students, but academic quality is a really key part of the university and all the staff, all the modules, making sure that we are absolutely particular in being fair to students, but also having really good quality to uphold standards. So Jane works really hard with this, not just in nutrition and dietetics, but across our department, which is really good. She leads Practice Education 5 module, which is a Year 2 module for dietetic students, and she's also worked as a dietitian for many years with expertise in diabetes. Robin Rule-Samuel is a newer member of staff who's been with us nearly a year now, and she has expertise in food and food research. In fact, she's been doing her own research here at the university in ready meals. Robin leads a couple of modules, a first year and a second year module, but she also teaches in a number of other modules as well. And she's been a real value to our team because she's brought lots of innovative teaching and she's made some of the movie films that you might have seen. In addition to working at the university, Robin does a few experiments in her kitchen, in her fridge, and she's also been involved with school meals, volunteering to try and promote nutrition in school meals. Dr. Xenophon Zunis plays a number of roles in our team. He's a module lead for the psychology and sociology module for both programmes in Year 1, and also is module lead for behaviour change for both programmes in Year 3. Both of these are really important modules to try and ensure that our graduates have a good understanding, not just of nutritional science, but how to convey that to people, particularly if you want people to change their eating habits. So Xenophon does all the work on those two modules. He's also the equality and diversity lead for nutrition and dietetics, and he's played a role in our department doing this as well. His background includes a whole range of things, research into food science and microbiology, so he has expertise in the role of gut microbiota and human health. And he's also working, as well as at the university, he works 2 days a week in the NHS. He works in bariatric surgery, which is with people who are undergoing surgery to help them lose weight. In addition, he is a PhD supervisor for postgrads at the university. Dr. Katerina Vafiadou is the programme lead for the BSc in Nutrition. She's a registered nutritionist and fellow of the Higher Education Academy. She also leads a number of modules, including in Year 1, the Professional Practice in Nutrition, which is just for nutrition students, and in Year 2, the Nutrition, Health and Disease module, which is taken by students on both programmes. She looks after a number of the third-year modules, including work experience in nutrition and nutrition placements for nutrition students, and she looks after study abroad for students on both the nutrition and dietetics programmes. So that's a really exciting area that we're very proud of. We've got currently students in Canada. We've recently had one come back from Norway. Sadly, Katerina hasn't had a chance to visit them in their study abroad times, but she does visit all the nutrition placements in the UK. Her expertise includes the relationship between diet, overweight and obesity, and cardiovascular risk. We're very proud that Katerina has been able to represent the university at the International Life Sciences Institute. This is the section in Europe, and she's been using her skills in cardiovascular disease to contribute to the work that they're doing there. And you can see one of her recent papers that was published in the journal, the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, is shown at the bottom of the slide. As well as the team in nutrition and dietetics, we have a huge number of colleagues, and there's some pictures of some of the ones in bioscience that we work with. So there's the team from biochemistry, from microbiology, and then scientists from cell and molecular biology and also genetics. And all of these work really hard to support our nutrition and dietetics students. There are many others that are also involved that I haven't got pictures of, but these are the main ones outside our team who lead modules or do a lot of teaching. And in addition to them, we also have a variety of people with expertise who come in as either visiting or guest lecturers, and they make contributions. They may only do one session, but they're there really bringing something extra because they've got unique expertise, and that's something that helps to keep our teaching varied, but making sure we tap into the right bodies of knowledge. So thank you for listening to that. If you want to know more about anyone, or even possibly to read some papers, if hopefully your interest has been stimulated, you can find staff's individual pages by searching just in any search engine using University of Hertfordshire and then the member of staff's name. Or if you go to the university's page, I've just shown a small picture of that, the staff are organised alphabetically. So in most cases, you'll be able to find what their role is and also their research publications as well. So thank you very much, and I hope our team will be able to work with you in future years to ensure that you develop your studies and have a successful academic career. Bye-bye.